What's up, YouTube? I'm Z-Town Train, and this is just a basic dude vlog. And today we're going to look at the Witoror Fisjing Lures set from Amazon. As you can see, it's a lot like the Plussino set. It looks very much alike. I'm sorry that you can see my ring light glaring off that bad boy, but you can. So it just kind of is what it is. Only when I really pick it up does it get bad. We'll move him right here. That's perfect. It's kind of the way I set it up. Now, when I started making this video earlier, it was wrapped in this plastic, and I had something come up right in the middle of making a video that was super detrimental to video making. So this is sort of a take two, but I didn't really open it up and dig around in this too much just yet. So we're really unboxing it for the first time. I just got the plastic off and looked at a couple plugs in the first video before something happened that had to make me stop. So here we have the set. As you can tell, it looks like dead on close to what the Plussino set looked like. And if the Plussino set was any indicator of what's going to be in this Amazon box, then we're in for a treat. If it's even 75% as good, I'm going to be happy with it. So right off the bat, oh, check that out. So this is supposed to connect here, I believe. There are places for this to connect, so that when this opens, it pulls this up in an accordion style. It was not that way when I first opened the box, and I'm sure we can get it connected up like that later. But for now, we are just going to pull him right out and set him right here in front. And we are going to start looking exactly the way that we looked at the box yesterday. We'll start with the plugs. So, this one does not have the same quality of finish as the Plussino plugs had, but that doesn't mean it's a bad plug. It's just a little bit less shiny. There's not the paint job to it that the other plugs had. This is more the plastic has dyed, and it's not a bad thing. I'm not used to this configuration of a topwater lure. So where this line connects, he's going to kind of come across the water back at you, path of least resistance, right? So he's going to come at you flat, skipping across the top of the water if you're reeling fast, or just under the water. But either way, he's going to come at you at kind of an angle, I believe, with where this eyelet is for this lure. I'm going to definitely 100% try this lure, but I'm just really super not used to. Maybe this is a normal placement for other models that I'm not used to. It's just strange to me personally where they have this eyelet. But it's a nice looking lure, and the eye is very cool looking, and I'm really big on looking at little details like that when it comes to my lures. So I'm not unhappy with this plug. We're going to set him over here to the side. And here is another topwater bait, and my ice machine went off right when we're doing this. That's hilarious. Okay, so this one has more the same finish of the ones we looked at yesterday from Plussino. It's a cool topwater bait. It doesn't have the lip that keeps him under the water like we talked about yesterday, but it does have a really nice finish on it, and I'm definitely going to try this topwater lure. I'm pretty excited about getting some inexpensive lures because I have some lures that I don't want to lose. They came from a set of my grandpa's. I only have 3 or 4 of his plugs with me right now, so I would be loath to use them. I have a couple of Raplas that were his, so I'm kind of buying things to use that I won't feel weird about losing. Let's see, what else do we got in here? Here's another plug, wrapped in plastic. It's fantastic. Let's just get him right open. And now this one has the lip up front here, so that lip's going to make him run a little bit deeper in the water. I love the color. This is a color that we didn't have yesterday. It's kind of got the gold and the black and green to it, with that lip that runs across under the surface of the water. The eyelet is right here up front where it should be, so it's pulling him under the surface of the water, swimming and wobbling back at you. I really like the finish on this. I like that these are striped, that there weren't any striped ones like that yesterday. I think that buying the 2 sets got me a really nice variety of stuff, and I'm kind of excited about that. This set, this Witoror set, was only 14 bucks. And I mean, you can't complain about that. Any other, time in my life, I would have probably paid like 30 for this. And yeah, we might be coming up on a time here when cheap Chinese stuff from Amazon isn't coming across anymore. Maybe, who knows? Here we have one of the curly-tailed grubs. We talked about how much I like these. This one is clear and pink and has some glitter to it. The mix is really weird on these, but I don't hate it. So it's going to be flashy on one side and duller on the other. I don't dislike it. It's a little bit different than the ones we used yesterday. Yesterday, the metal flake was mixed all the way through. These are more dual colored. And in one of the colors is the metal flake mixed. This is a nice orange and gold. And then we have, it looks like a black and gold. Man, I actually really like these grubs. They're a little bit smaller. It's purple flake in there. They're a little bit smaller than yesterday, but I don't hate them. They have the same soft feel to them that the Plussino baits had. There's blue and kind of a silver. And we have this bigger one. He's just a little bit larger, and he is white and lemon yellow. Very nice. Let's go over to our paddle tails. So they're just a little smaller than yesterday, but that might actually be handy if you're, sometimes the way that you present the size of a bait, things that you could change to get fish to bite. So here's a little silver and kind of green one. Oh, and there were 5 of the curly-tailed grubs. Oh, I love this color. Bright yellow and a bright neon kind of green. I really like that color. 2. We have creamsicle orange. So it's a creamsicle white and orange. Kind of a creamsicle color. We have back to our lemon yellow and white. I love the dual colors in this box. I really like that. They're not as big as the ones that we had yesterday, but I do like the dual colors, gold and orange. So we had 5 of the curly-tailed grubs and 5 of the paddle tails. Now this frog right here, this one, is more what I expected to come out of this box. So as you can tell, it's a good soft bait. It's a decent soft bait. It's got some glitter to it, but you can see the lines around the edges of him where he was molded. He isn't super duper detailed. I'm sure this would catch a fish fine if you presented it correctly and skipped him across the water. I'm not saying that it's a terrible bait. I will use this bait, but there is this a little bit lower quality than what we've been looking at, which is it's not a huge deal. $14, sometimes there's some things you can't exactly cry about. Or you can. I mean, it seemed like for $17 yesterday, Plussino got everything right, really. And these have all kind of been just thrown willy-nilly into this box, which is not something I expected, but that's fine. What's this? We got, like yesterday's, little spoon here. Little gold spoon. Now we have 2 gold ones and a silver one, so we can have the silver one for the necklace and 2 golds for the earrings. For the discerning lady fisher person, we'll have a pair of gold spoon earrings. It's kind of nice. It's got a little weight to it. We'll set him right there. Let's see what else we have. Here's the silver one. So now we have 2 sets of earrings. All right, we're set up. Here we go. So we have the silver and the gold again for the spoons. Kind of a diving casting spoon. Both colors. You could probably troll a little bit with this kind of spoon. I don't know why you would use something out of a $14 box if you're trolling on a boat. But, what do you do? Let's take a look at this bad boy right here. I think it's a pair of pliers, scissors. And they don't feel horrible. They're not perfect. Let's take a look. So here's the tool that came in it. I wouldn't want to try to get after a huge fish's mouth with this. I believe the lock's right there. There we go. So we do have a plier with the hook holder side on it. That is the way that those tools generally look is they have this one side that's like this that goes over the top, and kind of get a hold of that and pull on things without it slipping out over top of this knob right here. Is that kind of a blade? It is. So there's a sharp cutter, a pair of scissors kind of thing going on right there, and the rest of this is just handle. And this, it doesn't feel terrible. I'm sure the cutter cuts, I'm sure the pliers work, they're just small. But for 14 bucks, I'm surprised that this was even in the case. It's not terrible. I have a ton of tools that would work better, but it's not horrible. Now, everything in here, nothing came wrapped in plastic the way it did in the Plussino. So the hardware is just all willy-nilly. Let's throw those back in there. Not gonna lie, I don't know what those are called. I've never used them. As you can see back here, we have a lot of nice big offset hooks, which I am a fan of. So we've got these nice, beautiful, big offsets for lures and worms. We also have, these are just a little bit sized up from what we did yesterday with the wacky hooks. These are wacky rig hooks. The crazy thing is that they sent, okay, if you look, there's wacky rings, there's wacky rig hooks, and the worms that they send in this aren't Senko. They don't have any Senko worms in here. They have the beads for protecting your line, little wacky rig beads. Say that 10 times fast. They have bullet weights for wacky rigs. They have rings for wacky rigs and hooks for wacky rigs. And they didn't add any Senko worms to this kit. What you have are these sort of blood worms almost. And these won't work for that. So these little kind of blood worms. And that's what these are. These are soft bait. If we can get it to focus a little bit there. There it goes. Those are just blood worms. And it looks like there's 10 of those. But they have everything set up in here. That is a point off. They have everything set up in here to do a wacky rig and no Senko worms at all. They have a bunch of these funky little nymphs or flies or beetles or whatever you want to call them, like we had yesterday. So there's 1, 2, 3. There's 6 of the, and these actually look like they have dual color to them, as opposed to yesterday. There's kind of more color to the legs. But there's 6 of those in there. Let's see. Let's look at our jig heads. Oh, look at, fancy meeting you here, Bobber Stops. So again, I'm still not totally sure what these do, but there are 2 of them in here, the same as there were yesterday. Bobber Stops is what they're calling them. I do not know what or how to use them. Here we have a spoon. It is the same design as yesterday's spoon. So we've got the same sort of 1950s Art Deco spoon, but with the fluff as well, just on a smaller scale than yesterday. But that is cool to have 2 sizes. I'm actually really happy about that. It's 2 sizes of the same spoon. That's beautiful. I love that. Spoon's a classic. This spinner is interesting. So it does not have the rooster tail fluff. But this design right here that you see painted on it is definitely stolen from a bigger rooster tail. I see a lot of rooster tails with this style of design of paint. But there's no fluff on this spinner. This is actually a really cool spinner. I like the red eyes on it. It's something completely different. That will be interesting to fish with. So there's a spinner and a spoon in here. They did not hook us up with the other style of spoon. We have, again, 4 of the jig heads, 2 in red, 2 in yellow. They all look like this. They're not tiny jig heads. They're not giant jig heads. They're that perfect in the medium size that I think it works great in this kit, actually. These, that's really nice to have. A lot of this hardware was just kind of chucked in. So you have these snaps. It's kind of in there. Snap swivels along with them. Let's see. Your hooks were all just thrown in the box. I mean, you take $3 off and you're going to see You're gonna see some lapses in quality control, right? Let's see, down here we have some sinkers. So we have more of the swivels, and we have 3 bullet weights, and looks like about 20 of these small split shots. In with our wacky rig beads. And that's kind of it. So let's take a look at what we got here. We got the smaller sized spoon. You know what? We're going to kind of go there with him. We got 2 of the casting, sort of trolling casting spoons. I don't exactly know what these are called per se. I've never used one exactly like this. I know that it's a little bit older design, but they're still catching fish, so we're not going to cry. We have the spinnerbait. No rooster tail to the spinnerbait. Kind of a weird mix of a rooster tail paint job on a Mep's body. Our jigs, all of our wacky rig stuff. So there's kind of all through it. There's wacky rig beads. There's O-rings for the wacky rig and hooks for the wacky rig. No Senko worms, which is just some kind of oversight. And then we got 5 of the curly-tailed grubs, 4 of the smaller, and 1 big one. I'm really happy with the mix of soft baits that comes in this stuff. 1 big one. So there's 5 curly-tailed grubs. We should kind of let that focus up a bit. Sorry about that. Okay. The Witoror kit. Is it worth $14? Yes. Is it as high a quality per dollar as the Plussino kit? That is a no for me. The Plussino kit was just a little bit better, but that doesn't mean that this is a bad kit. I really like this one. I think it can catch fish. I am definitely going to try every single thing that was in this box. And I really like that buying the 2 different kits, the Plussino kit, the 138 that we saw yesterday, and this 144 that we're looking at today from Witoror, you get kind of everything in 2 different sizes and some different colors. So all of these paddle tails, all of these grubs, you get just a little bit smaller size with some different colors of them, of these soft baits. So when you put the 2 kits together for about $30, you really kill it. These bloodworms are kind of funky. We're going to put the frog in with those. There's Mr. Frog. Is it a 5 out of 5? The Plussino kit was definitely a 5 out of 5 yesterday. Is this a 5 out of 5? No. I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. I believe this is going to catch fish. I believe that we're not going to have any problems catching fish with this tackle. I really like the mix of stuff in there, and I believe that the stuff in this is a good quality for the price of $14 on the Witoror kit. So we're going to give him a 4 out of 5. I'm pretty happy with it, actually. Between the 2 different kits, I got different sizes of everything, which I think is perfect, personally. So we wound up with 2 different sizes of all the stuff. So the things in this kit were just a little smaller, but that doesn't mean that they were all worse. Some of them are kind of a little bit funky, like where the eyelet on that one plug is, but I'm sure that somebody will tell me that that's perfectly normal and that that's where that goes. I just think that it's going to drag sideways in the water. So the Witoror kit, 4 out of 5. I hope that y'all enjoyed this unboxing. I enjoyed making it for you. I am Z-Tone Train. This is just a basic dude vlog, and I'm out of here. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. I really enjoy making videos for you. I hope that you like this video, and enjoy your day. Bye-bye.